Procrastination, something that affects most people in some sort of way. It's hard to stay focused, it's hard to have concentration, especially things like this are around, and social media, notifications, and everything else with your environment and mentally as well is causing you to procrastinate all day long. Today, I'm gonna be walking you through a whole bunch of good advice, tips, tricks, things that you can do to put into your environment to help you stay on track, stay focused, and stop procrastinating. If we have not met already, hi, my name is Carys and I create content on all things real estate, social media, and self-development. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss a video with me. All right, if you want to learn some of the best ways that you can stop procrastinating and stay focused on your task to make money and build your business, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to dive straight in. If you have anything that you maybe do that helps you stop procrastinating, then make sure you leave it in the comments below and share it with everyone else. Number one, and really I think it's one of the most important ones, and that is to eliminate distractions. Now, I'm gonna dive into what I mean by this and things you can do right now. Number one, look at your environment. Look at your workspace, whether it be at home, whether it be at the office, analyze that. Look at it. Is it a mess? Is there clutter everywhere? Or if you're at an office, do you have paper scattered everywhere, folders here, notebooks there? If you have a cluttered environment, you're gonna have a cluttered mind. It happens. So when it comes to looking at your environment, you wanna make sure that it is limited when it comes to everything pretty much. Is there things that you can clean up? Can you minimalize like everything in your space that you can see that would cause distraction, that you would cause to maybe look at? One of the main distractions that you can eliminate is checking your emails. If you have your email notifications that come up on your phone, you need to turn it off now. That is such a distracting thing that you can have popping up on your phone, and most of the time there's not something that's actually urgent that you need to respond to and get back to right there and then. What I recommend you doing is setting certain times in your day that you check emails, maybe once in lunchtime kind of area, maybe noon, and then maybe once in the evening. Or if you are in real estate, I know a lot of people on here are in real estate, you need to check it more often, then set yourself a couple of times throughout the day that you check your emails, because I'm telling you, I know most things that are in your inbox are not urgent. Set your times that you check your emails in the day, because if it's urgent, someone's gonna call you. They're not gonna email you. So it's not that urgent that you need to get back to it right there and then when you probably should be lead generating. Something I also started doing personally when it came to eliminating distractions. I like to play music sometimes in the background while I'm working. But what I noticed that I was doing is that I'll be singing. Like I will sing while I'm doing my work, and it would sometimes distract me because I'd be focusing on the song rather than what I'm doing. So something you can do to eliminate distractions that I recommend doing is playing music that you don't know. It is a good way that you can play something in the background while working, but you're not focused on like singing the song. If you want to take it one step further and you like having music, is don't have music that has lyrics in it at all. Sometimes if I'm like really dialed in on something that I need to pay like full attention to, but I start like hearing random things that I need to have music on in the background, I'll go into YouTube and I'll listen to like a study focus playlist. It's basically like it'll play different like sensory music that basically will help you focus, but it has no lyrics in it, so you don't need to worry about like thinking about other things, but it can help with staying focused and concentrated on your task. The second one we're going to go into is put the phone down. Your phone is probably one of the biggest reasons why you are getting distracted. I spend a lot of time on my phone, which sucks sometimes. My screen time is quite a disgusting number. However, I run most of my business through social media, so I have to spend time on there. Real estate and social media, you guys spend time on your phone, but it needs to be intentional, not scrolling on social media. So let's talk about how you can stop procrastinating by using the distraction of your phone. First things first, if you have notifications on for your social media that come up on your phone, that needs to be turned off right away. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, like I said, your email, all of that needs to be turned off. There should be no notifications whatsoever. You can just go into your settings, you go through the apps, and you turn off all the notifications. That is a first. The second thing that I do is my phone is rarely off of Do Not Disturb. I understand this can be hard as a real estate agent, so maybe you only do the Do Not Disturb when you are lead generating, which everyone should be doing at least a few hours a day of lead generation. Maybe that's the time that you put your phone on Do Not Disturb. But for me personally, my phone is pretty much always on Do Not Disturb. I have certain people who I choose to put in my emergency contacts, so if they call me, it will come through the Do Not Disturb and I can answer their call. So if you have clients that maybe it's like essential that you need to talk to them, you could add them to that emergency contact. Their call will come through that Do Not Disturb. The next thing that I do in terms of my phone to stop procrastinating is something that I learned from Alex Hormozi, and that is putting my phone on grayscale. So how you can find this is go on your iPhone, scroll down, type in color filter, and then you turn the color off. It makes your phone look crazy, but having it on grayscale makes it so much less addicting to be on your phone. It will really help with you putting your phone down and not letting it distract you from what you need to be doing. The last thing when it comes to your phone that I'd recommend doing is time blocking when you're on social media. I know I'm using social media a lot, but it's because that's what most people get distracted with. That's what I personally would get distracted with. When it comes to procrastinating, most people lose their focus because they go on their phone, and it takes a long time to build back momentum if you use your phone to get back on track and build that momentum again. When it comes to setting those limits, those boundaries for yourself, you need to look at, okay, I don't want to scroll because I know it's a waste of my time. I want to be intentional with the time I'm spending on social media. So usually it's in the evening is when that time is usually best to post when it comes to Instagram, TikTok, and things like that. So maybe you have that time between like 5 and 6. I'm allowed to do everything I need to on social media. Set a timer if you need to, and go into things like Instagram, post on Instagram, engage your people, respond to your DM. Go on TikTok, post on TikTok, go to your things, respond to your comments, whatever. But that's an intentional time that you're spending on social media so that you're creating and engaging and building community and not just aimlessly scrolling. The third thing I want to talk about is practice time management. Now, if you're a real estate agent and you want to learn more about time management for specifically real estate, I'll leave a video right here linked. Number one being do the hard things first. I repeat, do the hard things first. Get it out the way. Those things that you put on your to-do list, usually it's the lead generation that people don't want to do, and that's the hardest thing. You do that first. That gets done before anything else. So set those priorities and do the hard things first. Something you can also do with priorities and with tasks is that if you have things that are more of like a bigger project, let's say you have like a big project and you've got smaller tasks that need to be done underneath of it, is set deadlines. Like you should have deadlines for all the things that you need to be doing. These are things that are like one-off things. So obviously like your lead generation, your social media posting, those are things that you need to do every day, but maybe you've got a project of something that you're planning on launching and you need to break it down into different things. You need to have deadlines for each of those activities, because then deadlines approaching, you're more actually likely to get it done. There is a time management technique that I think is a great way to stop procrastinating. It's called the Pomodoro Technique. And Pomodoro means tomato in Italian, or tomato. I say it funny, I know. But it's called the Pomodoro Technique. And what that is that with time management, you set yourself 25 minutes to work hard, productive work. And then you have 5 minutes of a rest and of a break. Then you do 25 minutes, and then you have 5 minutes rest and a break. Each 25 minute of work is called a Pomodoro. After 4 Pomodoros, then you give yourself a longer break. Usually it's about 15 to 30 minutes. So that is a way that you can have productive, focused work time and giving yourself a little break. And you can be focused in that time because you've got maybe a timer set to help you stay on track with it, so that you can be concentrated on a specific task while you're going throughout your day. So maybe that's something that you want to implement and you want to try putting that into your schedule, is like 25-minute task, 5-minute rest, 25-minute task, 5-minute rest. And it could be the same task that you're doing, but you have those intentional breaks throughout that task. The fourth one I want to talk about is something that I do often, and that is being your own competition. Now, what I mean by being your own competition is figuring out certain things that are the tasks that you need to do that maybe you're procrastinating on, no matter what that is, and figuring out how you can race yourself. I know this probably sounds weird, but I personally love doing this if I feel like I'm procrastinating. I will set a timer for a task and I'll say, how quickly can I get this done? It doesn't matter if I'm shooting a video, I could be cleaning the house, I could be folding laundry, whatever it is, set a timer for how long it's gonna take you to do a certain task and race yourself to finish it. It's a mix of time blocking because you're setting yourself that time to get it done, but it's also like, how fast can you do it? The next day you do it, can you do it even faster? Think about being in competition with yourself, because really you are your only competition. Your focus each day is to be better than you were yesterday. Something I do every day is I have truth affirmations and I read them every day to myself in the mirror. And one of them says, if my 80-year-old self saw me today, she'd be proud of everything that I'm doing. Throughout the day, I think about my 8-year-old self. I think about her watching me, and I think, would she be proud of what I'm doing? Would she be saying, get your butt up and go and do this instead? It happens, but if you think about that in the sense of you are your only competition, if your older self was watching you, would they be proud of what you're doing? Should you be working harder? It helps a lot. You should try it. The fifth thing I want to talk about and how to stop procrastinating are two 2-minute rules. The first 2-minute rule is that if a task takes less than 2 minutes to do, it gets done immediately. There's no writing on the to-do list or on your priorities list if it takes less than 2 minutes. It gets done there and then. The second 2-minute rule is that if you find something that is hard to do, for example, maybe it's your lead generation, or if you're in another kind of business, maybe it's that hard thing that you don't want to do, and so you find every other thing that you can do instead of actually doing that one thing. Do it for 2 minutes. Set a timer and do it for 2 minutes. Very, 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 very likely you're gonna continue to do it afterwards. But if you think about it in the sense of, I'm just gonna do it for 2 minutes, you start it and you realize it's not that bad. So whether it's lead generation, whether it's something else, whether it's cold calls you gotta make, something that you don't wanna do it for 2 minutes. So keep your goals in focus, stay concentrated, implement some of these things throughout your day that will help you mentally with your environment, staying away from your phone, and try and focus on having focused, productive time so that you're not getting to the end of your day and being like, what did I actually get done? Because you don't want that. Now for everyone stay to the end, I'm gonna give you a bonus tip, and that is knowing your why and putting it as your lock screen. Is you can make a little digital one, whether you wanna get one from online, make your own, whether you wanna go into Canva or something like that, but make a lock screen that has your goals on it. It could be written goals or it could be pictures. Set that as your lock screen on your phone. The way that this helps you stop procrastination is that when you pick up your phone, which people do literally hundreds and hundreds of times a day, probably thousands for some people, you're seeing that off the bat. You're seeing your goals and your why and the reason why you should not be getting on your phone. You should probably be working instead. So if you're procrastinating by going on social media, you're gonna see that. And it may switch, go straight on, and instead looking at it and say, okay, yeah, I should probably go and do this instead. All of these small little things will lead and add up to big results. You just need to make it and focus on being better 1% every single day. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any other ways you stop procrastinating, you stay focused, leave them down in the comments below and share with everyone, and I will see you in the next one.